So we're going to talk about our banner program and why, I mean, what we're charging for Entrepreneur, including the banner program. Not to mention, we're going to talk about press releases too. Here, why, if you are not in the Entrepreneur program, you're making a huge mistake. Everybody right now should get into it. So in the banner, in the advertising of when you click on advertising right now, you have banner ads. We're going to be doing video ads too that are included. But in the banner ads, you can create a banner and run it for 7 days, come back in, keep running it. Every 7 days you have to come back in here and do it. Now there's a reason why I've limited it to just 1 to 7 days. The reason for the 7 days is so some crackerjack doesn't go in there and put the banner up for the next 5 years and then leave. Therefore, it requires the activity. All right, so that's the whole purpose behind that on the banner program. Now, so you understand how that works. So I'm going to go to how do I sign up for Entrepreneur and what is it going to cost? Entrepreneur is $100 a month. We all understand that. In going to the Entrepreneur, so we click on referral program, now the Entrepreneur upgrade. And in the Entrepreneur upgrade, it's $100 a month. And we explain it to you in this video, what you get in the free membership. You get an amazing system. The Entrepreneur program doesn't really give you more of free stuff. What it does is it leverages all the free stuff that you have into making money for you. For instance, the Entrepreneur program gives you 1/10 of an ILP. So bear with me.
Every year.
That's every year. If you for the next 10 years, the Entrepreneur program, as it is right now, will continue giving you 1/10 of an ILP for upwards of 10 years. If you let your ILP, or if you let your Entrepreneur program default back to free for over 30 days, it's over. And if we have, and if that happens after we have pulled the ILP out of the Entrepreneur program, which at some time we're going to do, when you sign back up, that's over. There's no more ILP deal for you. So make sure that once you got the Entrepreneur program, you keep paying for it, because it's going to go away, and it's going to go away sooner than it's going to go away later. An ILP is called an incentivized loan program. So basically, it works like this, Stan and others. You lend us X amount of money. Right now, one full share of an ILP is at $25,000. What that one full share represents is 1 out of about 1,000 shares of 20% of the company's revenue. And I'm going to illustrate that for you here very soon. And that share is for pretty much for 20 years, but it can be renewed for another 20 years. So basically, it goes on to infinity. 1/10 of one ILP share, which is $2,500. And the ILPs start paying out when the revenue of Markethive it covers our overhead. Everything after the overhead is covered, it starts paying out. In just a minute, I'm going to illustrate all that to you. We know not everyone can fork out $25,000 for an ILP, or $250,000 for 10 ILPs, or $2.5 million for 100 ILPs. So we made the Entrepreneur program so that you, the rank and file, the little guy and gal, the people I represent, the people I love dearly, can earn an ILP. I'm giving contests where you can actually get one for free. I'm making the Entrepreneur program. Everything else we give around you also includes 1/10 of an ILP. So what is 1/10 of an ILP worth? It's worth $2,500 because we're selling ILPs right now for $25,000. But what is it really worth? In just a minute, I'll illustrate to you what it really, really is worth. Because, and by the way, we ran this by our attorney. This is not an SEC issue. We are completely compliant with the UCC codes. This is not a speculative SEC thing, because this is not based on speculation. You lend us the money, we have terms on the money you lend us. So you lend us $15,000. The terms are set up at a certain points of where Markethive is at, pays you back that loan. Then once that loan's paid off, we then give you, as an incentive for doing this, a share of an ILP. So you're not buying the ILP. That's the incentive. You're lending us money based on the factors of the money. So it's a UCC coded thing. Everybody, y'all got that, right? So the Entrepreneur Program, which is $100 a month, which gives us the operating money to run Markethive, we're going to give it back to you. We're going to give you an 1/10 of an ILP at the end of 12 months of payment. So when you consecutively pay for 12 months, at that point you now have earned 1/10 of an ILP. And we're keeping track of all of this stuff. And then you move into the second year, and you can consecutively pay for 12 months the second year. Now you got a second 1/10 of an ILP. So now you have 1/5 of an ILP, or 2/10 of an ILP. Third year, 3/10. Fourth year, 4/10. 5/10. 6/10. That makes sense, right? It's a really, really good deal for the little guy, because you can all pretty much afford $100. When I do the projections on here, you're going to go sell milk bottles or collect aluminum cans to get this $100, or do faucets to be able to afford to do this, because this is a game changer for you. This will change your lifestyle in the future. Markethive is going to be very big. All right, so with all that said, with this is included a banner. Well, how much is a banner worth? Well, we're charging $100 for an entrepreneur, and we're including a banner. And where does the banner ad run? It runs right here, up here. You get like 100,000 impressions a month on your banner. Okay? So, with that said, we're going to go look at some other banner costs. So we're going to go to BTC Manager. Has a Alexa ranking of 126,000. In other words, they represent 1/10 the traffic that we represent. Okay, 1/10. We have 100,000. They got 10,000 unique visitors. Well, I think we're like 88,000. They're 8,000, something like that. All right, everybody clear on that? They represent 1/10. So if they were charging, according to us, they'd be charging $10 for a banner for a whole month. How much do they charge for a banner? See that right there? Static leaderboard, which is what our banner is. They're 1/10 the traffic of us, and they're charging $2,500 per month. Okay? You all get that? Their price is $5,500. Now, A&B Crypto is closer to us. They have an Alexa ranking of $19,613. And you will find, whether you go to the Warrior Forum, which is $3,600 a month for a banner running every day, in that market. So for us to sell you the Entrepreneur Program, which we're paying you back, it's a loan. We're paying you back. We're giving you a banner program that you couldn't pay for this anywhere else for $100. You would be lucky to get 1 day for $100. 1 day with Warrior Forum is $138 a day to do a banner on Warrior Forum. Okay? This program that we're doing for you right now, the Entrepreneur Program, isn't going to last. Once our system gets big enough where we have all these other services, and we're going to talk about that in a minute here, our press release, our sponsored program, the boost program. So we're going to have a lot of these additional programs to enhance and Markethive to increase our revenue. At a certain point, we're not even going to have to do the ILP. We're going to pull that. We'd like to pull it before we have 1,000 committed, but even if it's 2,000, and I'm going to show you the numbers here with the 2,000, but first of all, I just want to establish with you that the cost for $100 to do a banner ad in Markethive is unbelievably low. At a certain point, we're going to pull that banner advertising, that banner advantage out of the Entrepreneur Program, because we're going to be able to legitimately charge $5,500 for a banner to run in our system. We already can legitimately charge that. That's what they charge. A&B Crypto is making millions of dollars hands over feet. Yes, if you get into the Entrepreneur Program right now, it's good for the rest of your life. As long as you pay, as long as you don't go beyond 30 days on it being paused, then it's yours for life. You'll even be able to sell it. will have an exchange for people to sell their entrepreneur account to somebody else if they want to get out. Instead of you shutting it down, put it up for sale, and somebody else buy it from you. It will be worth a fortune. Okay? So get into the entrepreneur program now before we start pulling stuff out of it, because one of the first things I'm going to pull out of it is the banner program, because we're getting ready to open up the banner program to the rest of the free members. A free member will be able to go in and pay $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 to run a banner ad for a whole month. We're going to basically set our banner ad program at the markets level, which, as you can see, you go here, it's 5,500. You look at AMB Crypto, and you look at their Alexa ranking, and it's at 19,890. All right, they're charging 5,500. You go to okay. I'm going to go show you Warrior Forum, which is not in the crypto industry. It's in a different industry. It's more in the affiliate industry. And their Alexa ranking is 10,000. Okay, well, that was a nice sneeze. All right, so what the Warrior Forum charges is about $130 a day. It's gone up a little bit, maybe 140. So what's 140 times 30? It's $4,200. So what am I telling you here? We are on our way to 10,000. We're going to get there very fast because we are growing exponentially, which I'm going to share that with you here in just a second. We're grandfathering in this. But the other thing that we're also grandfathering in is the whole deal with press releases. We're now getting to building press releases. Now, how much does it cost to do a press release like on Cointelegraph? Now, Cointelegraph, keep in mind, they have about 450,000, 500,000 followers in their social networks. That would be Twitter, Telegram, Instagram. Well, they used to have YouTube. I think they got kicked out of YouTube, or they got kicked out of Facebook. Yeah, Facebook. Oh, yeah. Let's just talk on that for a second here. They include Facebook as being one of their systems that they send to. See right here, Facebook, Telegram, Twitter. So when you add those all up, they got about 450,000, 500,000 members. I'm going to wander around on this a little bit. When you look at what we're doing at Markethive with our Infinity Bounty, whereas you subscribe into Markethive, your social networks, through our OAuth system, which then allows you to subscribe to your blogs and other people's blogs to publish to your systems, which is a great thing. But it also now allows other people to subscribe to your social networks. We're going to talk about that here in a second on that service that we're bringing on board. But then when you go and you subscribe to Markethive social networks, we pay you for it. It's called the Infinity Bounty. When you qualify certain levels of the Infinity Bounty, it increases certain things. It increases your faucet earnings. If you're an entrepreneur, it may, I'm just saying may, it's not in concrete yet. It may increase your matching airdrop bonuses from people who sign up. It can give you additional bounties and improvements for all kinds of things. So there's always this incentive to have all these things in there. Now, I'm going to show you that when I show you how we project, I'm going to cover this stuff and why it's going to be so much bigger than they are. So we go look at their Twitter account. Right now, Markethive has 12,000 in our Twitter account. They have 468,000 people following them. That's massive. That's huge. They can charge to run advertisement and publish it to their Twitter feed. So we're going to go look at their Telegram channel. We have a Telegram channel, and they have 76,000 people. Not as many. We have about 3,000 people in our Telegram channel now. And you go look at their Facebook, and their Facebook has been terminated. Folks, this is why I tell you, don't waste your time with Facebook. You go promote on Facebook, you're going to get crickets. Let's get off to the projections now. All right, so what we've shown here, does everybody understand? What I'm showing you here is that what Markethive has is worth more than what Cointelegraph has. Do you know that Cointelegraph, their press releases, let's see, we can go to Coinzilla, I think this is, their press releases, what they charge for a press release. They charge $7,200 for a press release, and they charge like $8,000 to $9,000 for a sponsored article. We estimate that they do about 400 of these a week. So what's 7,200 euros times 400 a week? It's 2,800,000 times 4. This is producing for them around $11 to $12 million a month, just based on that. They do probably about equivalent or more for sponsored articles. They have 5 or 6 other domains that they publish to, that they have relationships with, and they publish it out to their subscribers, which is around 16,000, and they publish out to their social networks, and that's what you get for that $7,500, $7,200. Are you listening to me? Markethive, in the very near future, is going to connect to 4,100 of the traditional news sites out there, like Yahoo News, Google News, ABC, NBC, CBS, etc. They're all out there to do. The process of actually putting together the research requirement. That's a research that we're going to do, so that when you do a press release with Markethive, it goes out to 2, 3, 4, 5,000 traditional news sites, like I just shared with you. But we're also going to segue our like Cointelegraph doesn't do that. Cointelegraph is all their internal stuff only. They publish to their own site and to the 3 or 4 other sites that they have control over. They publish to their social networks, and they publish to their subscribers. We're going to publish to the 3, 4, or 5,000 like PR.org does. PR.org or PR whatever. PR Newswire does. They publish it out to about 3,000 or 4,000 sites. They charge you about $3,000 or $4,000 to do so. Now, talk about WordPress. Does everybody here know that we have a plugin for WordPress? Right? Okay. So, being that you have a plugin to WordPress means that Markethive. Okay, Doug, you want to explain what Markethive can do to determine whether they have a WordPress or not? How that's all going to work, so I can take a little sip of coffee.
I mean, because you create a WordPress plugin inside the system, and we obviously know that. And then when you install it, we obviously know it's installed, and we can grab the URL where you installed it, and able to give you statistics and such about how it's operating for you. You can see that right now. But we're going to allow you to subscribe to either our sponsored articles and or press release system and get paid to do that, share in the revenue to do that. And what the byproduct for you is, it grows your viewership and increases the value of your domain, because your Alexa ranking will go down. And if you link your social sites to that, you will get more followers, just because you got more content going there, great content going there. You got press releases, and you become what we call a mini media news site. and what this, at a high level, for those of you that are holding ILPs, what it does for Markethive, it turns us into a distributed, decentralized media network, which means you can't quiet us. You can't quelch the voice here, because it's everywhere. It's like trying to kill a swarm of mosquitoes or like that locust that attacks Las Vegas last week.
Yes, it's the swarm effect. So that every person who has a WordPress account that plugs in with Markethive knows you have that WordPress account, because our plugin, as it is right now, publishes from the blog on Markethive to all the different blog systems that you subscribe to for that plugin to your WordPress. There's going to be additional things that our plugin does, but then we know you have that plugin, so we could query your plugin information about your domain. We could say, okay, how much visitors do they get? What is their Alexa ranking? We can determine that. So we already have this technology to do this. So what we do is we create what's called a Markethive or a marketing group, kind of like a super group, but a marketing group. So in that group, you join that group, as a free member or an entrepreneur member with a plugin. When you go to join the group checks to see if you've got a plugin, and if it's actually plugged into WordPress, it queries it, it pings it, comes back and says, yeah, you have 3 WordPress sites, and allows you to sign up into that group. Now that group increases earnings that you make and bonuses in the Infinity Bounty program. This enhances that. This is a perk to that, so that you get more benefit from being in that group. Every time we do a press release, and we charge $5,000, $10,000, whatever we do for that press release, you get a piece of the action in the form of a Markethive coin. The Markethive coin very soon will have our wallet, so it'll actually have a real monetary value to it. So you get an increase of coins. So every time we do a press release, we drop more coin in your pocket. All right? So what does that do? How many people here would join that program? We've got 53 people in the room here. Type yes if you would join that program. I would say 100% of you are going to join the program. Don't have a WordPress site? Go to our ad agency that we're building. Right now it's known as the Snap department. And in there we'll have a shopping list. You can say, yeah, I need a domain. I want it to be based on these keywords. We'll find you the domain. I need to have WordPress put on it. We're going to put a WordPress on there. What kind of WordPress are we going to put on there? We're going to put a WordPress on there that looks really cool. This is the WordPress template I'm working on right now. Your basic WordPress design, that doesn't matter whether it gets any traffic or not. We're going to adjust how much benefit you get on your WordPress. And we're going to fix that too. We're going to have in Markethive advertising agency, if you need traffic, we're going to have programs to drive traffic up for you as well. We're going to put it into rotators and promote it for you. Okay? We're covering it all. It takes time. The more money we got in, the more things we get done. The more things we get done, the more money comes in. You see, this will produce itself. This is basically the template. You can say, let me just log out of this template so you actually see what it looks like without being logged in. All right. So you see, you've got all the little social network things happening here. This is going to have, this is not completed yet, but you're going to have a ability here for somebody to request a promo like a press release or whatever from you personally, that you can charge them whatever you want. We're going to have a banner program in it, and it's going to be basically laid out like this. It's going to have the ability for a person to sign up, to subscribe, and when they do this, they land in your particular group for this particular press system that you have. So that if they're signing up into this to get the news that you publish to this, so you publish the news into that group through the blogs and you tell them about it, okay? And this is all horizontally laid out. I've got these options down the right-hand side because we want to have these options that you may want to put videos into it, okay? And we have the options here for the widget for signing up into the system. And so this whole system here pulls information out of Markethive and publishes the picture and all that in this lateral type of or horizontal type of a system. This is all being pre-designed for your benefit if you just want the total turnkey system. Okay? So it just makes, and so however, I mean, this is a brand new system. We just bought the domain, and you can see that we've already got it up to 637 on Alexa ranking, and nobody even knows about this other than the fact that it's doing a very lightweight version right now of the Snap program. We're just getting started with this. We're doing this for George Madu, and I'm using his system as an R&D to build all this stuff out so that we can then replicate this whole process and bring it into Markethive so that you guys get really killer systems. Now this, if you look at this and then you go look at Cointelegraph, you see a similarity. And that's what we want to do so that we can create different versions based on this block that we're building so that we have you as WordPress holders as digital media sites that are out there for the purpose of our press release system. Okay, so getting back on to that focus, we will be offering a press release that goes out to 4,000 plus news sites, traditional news sites, but also go out to our hundreds of thousands of social networks, but also go out to hundreds of thousands of your social networks that we're going to build a system in Markethive for you to get subscribers to, so that we have a service for you. Let's say you go out there and you set up 6 brand new social networks. You bring that into Markethive's ad agency and you pay us, whatever the fee is. And a year later, you got 25 to 100,000 to 500,000 members in each one of your social networks that we help build. That what you hired us to do. All right, you want to do a YouTube video? I mean, this is what we're putting together here. That's why we're going to call it the Markethive ad agency, because we're going to do this for you. So then we give you a discount on that. If you do that with us, we give you a discount on that we're publishing to your social networks as well as to our social networks. So we're going to be able to offer our social networks. Wait till I do this projection on our viralness. You're going to blow. It's going to blow you out of the water. Where we're going, what God's revealing to us. Okay, so that's the social network. Now we look at the WordPress sites as third-party news sites. And 100% of you here are like, yeah, I'm in on that deal. I'm going to take it down to 20% of the total subscriber base. But, it's going to be more than that. I always like to underestimate things. Okay? And you notice that we are now having like an incredible increase, a viral increase in signups coming in, because we created this, get 3 people in, and we activate your faucet. So you start making coin. Once you got 3 people in, you start getting Hive ranking. You start getting coin. A new person has a Hive ranking of 0 and nothing in their coin other than 500 we gave them. They get 3 people in, that activates, they bring in 3 people, we give them the tools to do it, we have a referral program right here, they use the referral program, all they got, we give them their capture page and their profile page. All you got to do is go promote their capture page. We've got advertising programs now for $10-20. How many people here are using bidder.io or hash, what is it called? Hashing ad space. Yeah, okay, so there's hashing ad space, bidder.io. There's like 5 or 6 ad systems that we know that work, and that they don't cost you very much money. On the average, for $20, you can bring in 20-30 people into your system. If you just go and push the share on Facebook, and it rotates this image, and you just post to Facebook. And post to Twitter, and post to LinkedIn, and post to Pinterest. This is going to get you a couple of people to sign up, or more. And we're going to gamify this. You're all aware that we're gamifying this too. So when you go to do this, it's like going to Free Bitcoin. So when you click on that link, let's see, where are we here? When you click on that little button there, it's going to do something along these lines as well. Bang, and it's going to give you so many coin based on that number. So it's a game. And it's not going to let you go do it again for an hour. Just like you got a little counter here. You'll have a little counter here saying, okay, we've given you so many coin for doing this, and now there's a counter, and you can't come back and do it. And when you can come back and do it, it'll set up an alert here saying, okay, you can go back and do it again. And it'll be like that for every single one of these. So go click on share on Twitter, tweet, and I'll go look at my Twitter account. And there it is. It just published it to Twitter. When they click on it, it takes them to my capture page. Okay? So all of this is automated. Now, the whole reason for this is so that when a person signs up, we give them all these tools to be able to get their 3 in pretty fast. And we're seeing this happen. This is actually happening. We just want to make sure that you understand that this is happening. That's why we created the little B down here. When a person first signs up, until they qualify with 3 people, this guy is default. It always shows up when you log in. Every time you go back to the home page, this thing pops up. And it shows you. It teaches, the first thing it teaches you is the referral system. Next thing it teaches is the tutorials. Now, right now the tutorial takes you to a group, but when we get done doing our tutorial system, it's going to probably be 200 or 300 30-second videos that just teach you one tiny little aspect, and when you complete doing it, you're going to get so many coin, you're going to get pushed to the next level. Okay? So we take you all the way through the system, and when the time you get done with the tutorial system, you've made yourself tens of thousands of coins. You've qualified. You got your 3 in, and that's all qualified. You understand how the systems works. You upgrade to the entrepreneur program because you're going to understand that through the tutorial system. You're going to understand how the social system sets up, the ranking, the bounty, all these things you're going to want to complete, and then you'll be rolling in it with success. Okay? That's all being built into our system. So with that in mind, now comes the mind blower. Right now we're at about 20,000 subscribers. But I'm going to say that only 500 people are really logging in regularly. So we're going to start out with the number 500. And we're going to assume that it takes 30 days to bring in 3 people to qualify for the faucet. Now, right now, our coin's trading for 21 cents. So your faucet's making you good money. We're going to have to. I'm going to just kind of hold things where they're at right now until we put the wallet in. Because when we put the wallet in, I can guarantee a lot of people are going to head on out to the exchanges and they're going to sell their coin. And when that happens, what are you guys going to do? When somebody goes and dumps their coin, and the coin drops down to a penny, you're going to buy it up. We're going to buy it up. Because we're going to burn coin. What Markethive is eventually going to do is we're going to start buying coin off the market, and we're going to take it off the market. That's called burning the coin. We're going to allow so much coin on the market. We're going to diminish it down so that the coin becomes very hard to get a hold of. What does that do? It drives the value of your coin up. And if you know we're going to burn it, you're not going to sell it. I got another contest coming. I'm not going to tell you what that contest is, but it has to do with how much coin you have. And many of you others too, because I want us rank and file. Once I share this with you, where we're going with this, those of you who got in early and understand what we're doing and support what I'm doing, I want to make you all not only wealthy, but I want to make you leaders in your communities to be able to bring other people into a sovereign state of income. All right. So, based on that. How many, Victor, I'm going to ask you this question. How long does it take for a new member to come in to get their 3? Knowing what you know here, how long do you think it takes? I'm saying 30 days. Is 30 days too little? Too much? 1 day. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to say a month. All right? So we got 300 people that are active. Times 3. That's month 1. Month 2, month 3, month 4, month 5, month 6, month 7, month 8, month 9, month 10. 17,714,000. Out of that 17,714,000, how many do you think are going to do the WordPress? 10%? Okay. I like that number. So that's 1.7 million WordPress news sites that our press release system will publish to. 1.7. Nobody else can touch that. They can't even come close to that. That's a 10%. Based on a 3x3 of 30 days. Okay? Now, of those 17,714,000, how many people are going to do the social network thing to increase their revenue? I'll say 10%. So 10%, that's 1.7 million social followers times 6. Different, that's like LinkedIn, Reddit, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, etc. All right? So that's 8 to 10 million people in our social following, just ours, not yours, ours. So when we do a press release, Not only were we publishing out to 1.5 million based on these numbers in WordPresses, we're publishing out to 10, 15 million social network followers. Again, blowing the records, blowing it right out of the water. Not to mention that Markethive owns Markethive.net, Markethive.com, Markethive.io, Markethive this, Markethive that, and all the different services that they represent. Freelancers, our Belancer, our Markethive.exchange. All of these systems also are added into the system for publishing out, whether it's banner ads or press releases or sponsored articles. So we are equal to, if not greater than, Cointelegraph. So how hard is it going to be for us to go out and sell a press release for $5,000, $10,000? Pretty easy, right? But if you are in the entrepreneur program, you get to do one press release per month included with your $100. Why in the world would you not upgrade to entrepreneur right now so that you have the ability to do one of these press releases every month for the rest of your life? And any additional one will come at a discount compared to what a person would have to pay when they come in from scratch. But I believe that 17,714,000 is an underestimate. I believe that we can do 3 by 3 in a week. Let's just say in a week, 52. So we take 300 times 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We're already broken the calendar. We're already at 5 billion people. So if we compress from a month to a week in a year, we go to 5 billion. So it's going to be somewhere in between. It's not going to be 5 billion, but it's not going to be 17 million. It's going to be more along the lines of 500 million. So based on 500 million times 10% on WordPress, you're looking at 50 million people on WordPress. Now let's take 500 million. How many people do you think are going to upgrade to Entrepreneur? 10%? You think 1% are going to upgrade to Entrepreneur? Is that what you're saying, Victor? I'll go with 1%. So let's say 1% upgrade to Entrepreneur. You're looking at 5 million times $100. That's 500 million. 20% of the revenue for ILP, so we multiply that times 20%. That's 100 million divided by 2,000 ILPs. We're not going to sell 2,000 ILPs. We're going to do 2,000. That's $50,000 a month per ILP. You pay $15,000 for an ILP in about a year. That's paying you $50,000 a month for the rest of your life. Is that worth it? Is that worth it? Now, as an entrepreneur, you're going to get 1/10 of that. So that's $5,000 a month. So you pay $100 a month, and in the first year, you've got 1/10 of an ILP. And let's say by then we're doing 500 million people in the company, and so it's worth $5,000 a month now. It's paying you $5,000 a month. You paid $1,500, and you got the banner program, the press release program, the matching bonuses, the coin thing, all kinds of benefits and advantages. And that entrepreneur program is going to come to an end. We're going to hit a certain amount of numbers of money coming into Markethive. We're not going to need to do the ILP anymore. It's going to go away. So, Doug, add on to that our technology and where we're going and what we're capable of doing. But we were talking about this, and you brought up some really important questions.
Well, the good thing about everything's in place. Either it doesn't mean it's rolled out to the live system, but everything Thomas has been talking about is all in place and ready to go. And we're some things that aren't installed we're testing right now, and it'll be in there in a week or so. So this is all exciting. And as I said at the beginning of the call too, it's the 4th of August, and we're already have put in 10% of what we did all of last month. So we're on schedule to at least do what we did last month, if not do it more. which is great. So that means that what Thomas just showed you with the referring of 3 is working. And this is important to everybody who's been here for a while, for you ILP holders, for you entrepreneur members, for the reason of what Tom just showed you. Is you're going to get you're going to get a return on your investment here because of the incentives that we have, and we are very close to our tipping point. And our tipping point is we're self-sustaining and we're growing in revenue on a weekly basis. Once we reach that, then we will start drawing the lines and cutting off these massive incentives. So
when we hit that tipping point, we're removing the ILP out of the entrepreneur program, and it'll be grandfathered in. Those of you who have entrepreneur programs, at that point we take the ILP out. All of you will continue to keep it. So it'll be called the entrepreneur ILP, and the entrepreneur program will then be the same thing but without the ILP. We'll hit another tipping point. The banner ad system will come out of it. The entrepreneur program will continue on. Those of you who have the entrepreneur ILP will have the banner program. Those people who have the entrepreneur without the ILP will then have the entrepreneur banner program. Then it'll get to a point where we take the press release system out and the sponsored program out. But so eventually all the entrepreneur program will do is give you a matching coin bonus and the ability to set up groups and add coin to it. That'll be what the entrepreneur program will do, and that's all it'll do. All the other things that we put in there to persuade you to help finance the company. That's what this is. And so it will mean that I won't have to go out there and sell $1.5 million worth of ILPs to one holder. It'll mean that all the ILPs will go to you guys. And that's where they should go, is to you. And those of you who invested a long time ago in shell holdings with BODs, those will be converted to 1/2 ILPs. Those of you back of the old Markethive bought alpha entrepreneurs, those will all be converted to 1/10 of an ILP. Because I want the system to be represented by a large organization of people who are the rank and file, the hard workers, the blue-collar workers, the people that get into the ditches and work, the 30%ers, the ones that actually make things work. The big shots at the top don't make things work, and the what I call the lottery players don't make things work. It's that 30% that make things work, and that's why I want you to be the ones who get.
Yeah, and I want to add 2 points to that. One is, you as an entrepreneur, as a person who wants to own or run or work in their own business, and you haven't thought of an idea yet, then Markethive is your business. You can, based on what Tom's have been showing you and the potential that's here, you can retire on just the Markethive part of your business. And then if you come up with a great idea and you're using Markethive to promote that, even better.
Oh, I've got a perfect illustration of that. Just recently we got a letter of intent. We called that was like an infinity bounty co-op system that we built. I actually shared this with 2 people, Steve Presley and Sue Bennett. And between those 2, they built out within the time frame. We needed 15 within the time frame. They're using their sphere of influence in Markethive, their associates membership. They're creating groups and just utilizing Markethive systems. They put in 50 people within that period of time that we needed to do it. They broke records for that particular company. That's what I'm talking about. That's the power of Markethive. They had already built significant organizations within Markethive, just promoting Markethive. Along comes an opportunity, in utilizing the power of Markethive, they were able to break records and put people in record time. And not only that, justify and qualify and reward all those people utilizing the systems of Markethive to give everybody that ability to build an organization and make it an equally balanced type of an organization so everybody prospers. That's the whole purpose behind Markethive, is to prepare you with a sphere of influence. So when an opportunity does knock, you're not running to get ready for it. You're already ready for it. All you got to do is some adjustments and bring the people in. And that's how we're building our groups like we are, and creating this self-replicating system, and creating this ability for people to achieve sovereign wealth. And what I mean by sovereign wealth, I'm not looking to make one person $100 million a week. I'm looking to make 100 million people $5 or $10 or $15 or $20,000 a month. And that's where the power lies, is in that. And that's what this is all about. So, without any further...
I got another point to add. I just want to remind everyone, you say, well, I don't have 15,000 or more to buy an ILP or to participate in that program. But if you know somebody that does, you get a referral fee of match, which means if they buy one ILP, you get one ILP.
That's right.
If they buy 10, you get 10. If they buy 100, you get 100. So, there's more than one way to participate in this ILP, and then very, very soon, like in this next probably 30 to 40 days, Tom is going to announce a program for those of you that are in the system right now and have accumulated a fair amount of Markethive coins, a special way to participate in the ILP program. So, we're putting our money where our mouth is. What Thomas just said, we're creating incentives and programs and processes to allow as much people, all of you on this call, because you're the loyal faithful on this call, you show up every Sunday. We want you to benefit from this, and we're bending. I don't like the term bending over backwards, but that's what we're doing. We're doing as much as we can to allow you to participate, and we're giving you multiple avenues to participate. So it's not just cash out of your pocket. It's if you know somebody. If it's not, it's just cash out of pocket. It's working in Markethive on a daily basis. And then participating in this special program that Tom's going to announce in the next 30 plus days. So that's very exciting. And I want to add one more thing. Not only can you make Markethive your business, if you participate in the WordPress widget program, you'll become a media news site. And if you just let us help you grow that, all you have to do is go get your domain and get it all installed in there, and you pretty much don't have to do anything else. And whenever we have incentives to grow your viewership of your domain, you participate in that. You will grow into, it's up to you how big you grow. You'll be a media site, and there's income that's easily generated. Becoming, everything we showed you on this call today, all those examples we showed you were all media news sites, and Markethive is one also. And you become one of the Markethive group of media sites and participate in the revenue that's generated there. So we're providing, it's just all there for you. All you have to do is participate and work in the system. Tell others about it. Share your excitement. And if you're not a good writer, then we have a group that we're bringing to the table that you'll be able to allow them. But just write anyway, because it's your voice. And there's other people that will have the same thought as you. So you will generate a following if you just keep it to your voice. You don't have to be a English major to write good blogs. It just has to be interesting and readable.
Yeah, it has to be. What it has to be is credible. And the way that things are credible is by being yourself. Don't try to be something else. Be yourself. If you're broke and you're a blogger, be a broke blogger. If you got a really thick Indian accent or New York Brooklyn accent or deep South accent or Spanish accent or whatever, German, Russian, whatever, be yourself. People really appreciate the uniqueness of individual originality. You'll attract far more people.
You don't like writing, you just like talking. Well, we're putting a plug-in in both the blog and the news feed that allow you to upload audios, which you can just record an audio and upload it. In fact,
yeah, you'll actually go to the news feed and you'll have a choice to type in there or audio. You'll push the button, the audio turns on, you talk, you let go of the button, it publishes it to the news feed. It could even take it and convert it to text and leave the audio there too.
And you can do the same thing with your computer's video. You can turn on your video if you like to be in front of the camera and let people see your animation. It's the same thing. You hit the button, it will record a message, and you can upload it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna finish this up because Doug, you actually sent me this link. This is our updated Blessings Upon Markethive Mini. I'm just going to cover this very quickly, then we're going to conclude this because this video is at about 1 hour and 1 minute, but there's some editing to it. It'll probably be down to about 45 minutes when I'm done with it. And I'm going to publish this video that we just did, to the news feed, to my YouTube channel, to Markethive's YouTube channel, and into the Telegram group. And you'll be able to distribute this and use this video anywhere you want. At the time that I published this, it was 18,650. Well, when we first published this, it was like at 20-some thousand. It's now at 18. A year ago, it was like at 180,000. So our Alexa ranking now is 18,310. So it's even dropped from 1865. This puts us at number position 7. And if you add our social networks and all that stuff to it, and what we're doing, we're actually number 4. But just by Alexa ranking, we're number 7 out of about 400 digital marketing platforms like Crypto Compare, CoinDesk, Cointelegraph, News Bitcoin, Cointraffic, all of those. We're number 7. When it comes to the ICOs out there, we're number 5 when it comes to Alexa ranking out of 1,500 of them. When it comes to an Alexa ranking and a social network and a community that's very active in it, and the social amount, we're actually pretty close to being number 1. And we haven't launched yet. When we launch, it's going to be humongous. We've just broke 20,000 members. We are making this play for the little guy, for the rank and file. You're the ones that are going to profit from this. It's not going to be the guy who comes along and buys $150 million worth of the company and controls it, and everybody else gets the breadcrumbs. No. This is all about you. It's part of the thing why we're not... I mean, we seem to run against a wall when we try to sell our ILPs and raise $1.5 million, $2 million from one guy. We just run into these walls. It's weird. But we have a consistent growth in our entrepreneur program. It's slow but steady. We get to the point where we have 300 or 400... We get to the point where we have 500 million and 1% of that 500 million are doing the entrepreneur program. We're looking at 500, right? 500 million times 1%. Let me just do this again. 500 million times 1% times 100. We're looking at $500 million a month. We may be at a $500 million a month a year from now. And all the ILP will be owned and held by you guys. And the less ILPs we have, the more each one's worth. We're going to have an exchange in Markethive, just an internal exchange in Markethive where people can buy and sell ILPs. We're actually going to be able to use small satoshis of ILPs. Let's say that we only distribute 800. That leaves 400 ILPs in our hands. So we take that and we break them down into satoshis, which is 100 millionth of a Bitcoin. Well, we can do 100 millionth of an ILP. And we can use that also as an exchange and a benefit and a perk for everything else that we're doing. How powerful is that? That is amazing what we're going to be able to do. So we write this little thing here. Hypothetically, when we are close to our tipping point in our Refer 3 program, assuming only 10% of our 15,000 members referring, we will reach 800 million members in 12 months. Also, assuming only 1% upgrade to Entrepreneur, that's $800 million a month in revenue. That's just one of our revenue streams. One of the additional features of holding an ILP is you share in 20% of Markethive's net revenue. Just imagine that. We have professionals running this company with their heads straight, with their focus on who they follow. We walk the narrow path. We are minimalist. We love the Lord. This is a vision. We recognize that. In that humility, we operate Markethive based on those principles. All three of us, Annette, Doug, and myself. Prior to this, we built Veritech, which brought in over $50 million in revenue per year at a certain point, and served over 200 million subscribers over its lifespan. And we built custom systems for 80 different companies. I mean, we really earned our chops. We have already raised over $500,000 in building all of this. We have been in beta for 4 years. That's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. That means we really hammered on this system to create a foundation that is without surprises. It gives us the ability to expand exponentially and very fast when that time comes.
Yes.
At the end of 2018, okay, so the rest of this stuff, you can see this article. You can go to this article and read it. It is an amazing story. It is a very unique position that we're in, and I believe with all my heart, we truly are on the very verge of exponential growth into going to the moon. Thank you very much for coming. And I hope more of you show up the following weeks to our meetings.